McNamara, a three-point.
Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba! Sexton got it! He got it! Roll Tide! Behind the back, wrap around, and climbing the ladder is Dante Hall!
But for Colin Sexton, a big blue roadblock stands in his way to history. Kentucky in a familiar spot in a semifinal in the SEC tournament, where they are a remarkable 41-2. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Alabama, Kentucky, the semifinal, the first of two on Champ Week, presented by Principal. Laura Rutledge will join us shortly as the teams are being announced, and you're looking at the best player in the country, the hottest player in the country. Right now, his name is Colin Sexton. He is a highlight reel. He ended the first game they played with a buzzer beater, a end-to-end layup. And as a result, they are playing Kentucky. The other two teams that are here, how about Jalen Barford, the quarterfinal game, 27 and a win over Florida late last night. Physical stuff, Tennessee and Admiral Schofield. They were able to hang on and beat Mississippi State. Also yesterday, you got a chance to see Kentucky slow down the great Yonte Maton. He made only 2 field goals. The Wildcats won 62-49. And it was Sexton assisting and scoring his way into SportsCenter lore. Alabama in the upset of the #1 seed, Auburn. Take a look at our bracket. We are down to the Final Four. Kentucky's won 5 of their last 6, 10 straight SEC tournament games. We'll see Rick Barnes take on Arkansas and their experienced backcourt later on. Laura Rutledge joins us in a moment, and Dick Vitale is here. So we've seen this act before, just obviously not here, where Colin Sexton is putting a team on his shoulders. Cool to see.
Well, he's doing it just like Childress did it, like we watched certainly McNamara, and you certainly saw Kemba Walker. He's doing it all. He's penetrating, he's creating offense, he's making perimeter shots, he shows his range as a shooter. As you said so well, Rabbi, he's playing as well as any guard in America. He's on fire, and he's going to have to be on fire here as we watch him take the ball to the goal. They stopped Kentucky. The kid Maton, who's the MVP of the conference. The question is, can they contain Mr. Sexton? That's going to be a tough chore for John Calipari and the Wildcats.
There's no Dante Hall, which means even more pressure on Sexton. Kentucky, Laura Rutledge, really good when they have to control one guy.
That's right, and they are still a very inexperienced team. The youngest team that Coach Cal has ever coached. He said today he feels good about him, but he never knows quite what to expect because of that inexperience. Winion Gabriel, the only player on this team with any SEC tournament experience, and he only played 33 minutes total in 3 games when he had that. Coach Cal's message all season long has been it's about March. It doesn't matter what types of losing streaks they go on, what they look like in game, as long as they're ready for March. They think they're ready at the right time.
All right, Rutt, I know you're ready. Vitale's ready. This is a diaper dandy type game. You've got 9 of the 10 starters are freshmen.
Isn't it amazing to see so many young people coming right out of the high school ranks? They play so many games, though, in AAU competition that they're so ready for this. They are ready, and we're seeing some quality diaper dandies today.
Galen Smith will jump center again. Dante Hall upended yesterday. He's in concussion protocol, and he had a huge game for Alabama in their first meeting against Kentucky as the Wildcats control.
Tell you one thing, he's a big loss. You know why, Carl? Because he defends the basket well. He's one of the premier defensive players. He gives them winning mentality as an experienced player. That's a major loss to Alabama. Also, Kentucky's missing Vanderbilt, who's a great rebounder.
Good box out there as Gilgeous Alexander misses the first shot. Number 2 is Colin Sexton. If you haven't seen what he has done this week, he has absolutely lit the world on fire.
He doesn't force many shots either. He takes quality shots. He has played as well as any guard in America right now at this time of the year. 2
games, he has totaled 40 points in second halves. Ingram forces one up. Kentucky's defense stout as you take a look at Kentucky's lineup as they march down the floor. Really good matchup to keep an eye on. Gilgeous Alexander and Sexton, 2 of the better point guards in the country. Knox fires a 3, that's off.
He's a key player for them from the perimeter. He's the one guy that can make some threes.
Sexton's first shot, hard off the iron, and a chance for a Kentucky run out. A little tight here, a little noon start time, and perhaps a little tight for both teams out of the gate.
Tell you one thing, Kentucky's so successful over the years, the great tradition of Big Blue Nation, is John Calipari. They have dominated this conference, dominated in tournament play.
Mentioned at the top, they have played in 43 SEC tournament semifinals, and they're 41-2.
That's not bad.
That's crazy.
You got a chance. That's pretty good.
So if not Sexton, where will Alabama's offense come from? He drives. Looked like he got bumped a little bit by Gilgeous-Alexander. Ball on the floor. Alabama comes up with it. We're going to have a shot clock violation.
Tell you one thing, you got the long length of Gilgeous-Alexander, and that really bothered him right there in that possession. He's got the length, the size, stayed in front of him, beating him to the ball. Might have got away with a little bump right there. He's a star. He's supposed to get that call. He'll get that next year in the NBA.
Yeah, he will. His stock has risen as the first basket is short by P.J. Washington, who had a terrific game yesterday. And again, we talk about Dante Hall not playing for Alabama. Of course, Jared Vanderbilt not playing again with that bad ankle for Kentucky.
Well, you know, Washington came up big at 18 points, 7 rebounds, and made up for the loss of Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a mini version, I want to make this very clear, mini of Dennis Rodman as a rebounder. He goes after every ball like it's his last meal.
How about the Kentucky defense to start?
It's been suffocating. They haven't had one good shot yet, Alabama. And they did that to Georgia. Georgia, what, had 49 points?
Diallo gets his own rebound to go, but I foul early. Let's throw it to Laura.
Well, Carl, you're talking about Dante Hall being out for Alabama. This is the injury that caused the concussion that has him out for the game, falling right there. And they are telling me, the athletic training staff for Alabama, that he's doing much better today, but is going through concussion protocol. They say he absolutely will not be ready for tomorrow if they were to win this game. And they're just going to have to take it day by day. He is watching currently here in this building in the locker room, wanted to be with the team today, and because of his improvements, they felt comfortable with having him there, but did not want him around all the noise, the bands, all the fans out here. Wanted to make sure he's as desensitized as possible.
Yeah, understood. And it's amazing how the perception has changed for Alabama with the 2 victories here. They were a bubble team and likely not in. Then they beat A&M on the end-to-end Sexton play. So all of a sudden, the Dante Hall thing, and he's in protocol. It's not like they could force him to play or even ask him to play. But when you're in the NCAA tournament, we can afford the rest. We can let him sit. Make sure he gets well.
Good ball movement right there by Kentucky.
Crash of the boards doesn't pay off for Diallo and Nick Richards.
It's going to be really key for Alabama to get some good shots. Kentucky really playing suffocating defense, and they did that to Georgia. They really contained them. They took Mate right away from his game. He tried to go inside, outside. They shut him down.
Felt like he was a little banged up. There's a 3-ball that drops in. An important aspect is to see someone like Alex Reese give some scoring to Bama.
They got to have some people help and step up for Sexton. He can't do it by himself. Is that going to really key on everything he does? Going to get help off him on his drives? What a solid player this guy has become. Came in, did not have a starting job when he arrived, was not a big-time major recruit like some of the other players.
Nick Richards.
That's a plus for them. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander earned his PT, his playing time. He forced the coach to play. It's an old theory. If you want to play, produce. You produce. I haven't been a coach yet that doesn't want to win.
There's Sexton's first basket of the game.
I'll tell you one thing, he won the battle when they played against Trae Young in Oklahoma. They contained, and at that time, Oklahoma was doing a lot better than what they've done. They've lost like 12 of the last 16 games. Unbelievable.
31 points yesterday on 10 of 16 shooting. He made 6 of 8 threes, did Colin Sexton.
See, that's quality. When you score, nice little jumper by Knox. When you score 31 and you take 16 shots, that is quality. I mean, I had to go to Harvard. I can forget it's almost two points for every shot.
Efficiency. Sexton.
Yes,
oh, what a kiss off the window.
That's what makes him special. The ability to attack off the bounce as well as shoot the perimeter shot. Oh, what a great try.
Gilgeous-Alexander got pounded, and he goes to the floor. Foul on Herbert Jones. We'll take a timeout. Bama by 1 early.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal, Investments, Retirement, Insurance, and Walt Disney World Resort.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys.
Zach! Talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay. Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Think of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings. To the stars beyond the blue, there's a Neverland waiting for you. When you leave the world behind, you can fly. You can fly. You can fly.
Jersey Mike's believes in the value of ingredients, in the virtue of intention, and in the idea that making a sub and making a difference can be one and the same. Join us Wednesday, March 28th. All day, we're donating 100% of sales to local charities. It's not a gimmick or an act. It's just using a great sub to make a difference. Jersey Mike's. Help nourish, help flourish. Be a sub above.
Champ Week continues tonight on ESPN.
Back in St. Louis, and seems like everyone has seen Colin Sexton's last-second shot to get the win over A&M and keep their NCAA tournament chances alive. Avery Johnson said he only watched it twice, but he knew everything he needed to see in action. Watch this with Colin Sexton's eyes. The reason why he looks up at the clock right here is because Avery Johnson had said, if you need to, call a timeout. He ends up deciding, with about 1.7 left on the clock, not to call the timeout and take the shot. Avery said later, hey, they told me to coach. I tried to, but I'm so glad he did not take that timeout right there and went ahead and made that shot, guys.
Yeah, and you told a great story, Laura. Stay with us on who Colin Sexton is off the court, sort of in the classroom in the high school. Refresh people who don't really know him. Give us a little peek into who he is.
He's a perfectionist, Carl, in so many ways, and has a 4.0 GPA with a business major at Alabama. Has only made one B in his life, and he got that B in high school taking a biology class. He said he's not a huge fan of sciences, but after his playing career, would like to do something in business management. His parents, of course, very proud of everything that he's done for their family in wanting to go to school and get that degree as soon as possible.
You know, Laura, we asked him one day, I had a game against Florida, what's tougher getting a 4.0 and playing here in the SEC basketball? He said, are you kidding me? This is a lot tougher than getting a 4.0. He joked to me, I got a 4.0, 1.0 as a freshman, 1.0 as a sophomore.
Keep going.
1.0 as a junior, 1.0 as a senior.
There's 4. I got it. I like the business idea, too. The business of basketball for Colin Sexton, if he continues to do this, is going to be pretty profitable.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. First of all, his bank account's going to go ding-a-ling-ding. When he gets that first check, it's going to blow him away.
8-7 early semifinals SEC tournament. Swing to Knox for a 3 that's short. The rebound of Dazon Ingram and the deflection.
Should have used the bounce pass right there. Had a cutter run open.
Big 3, no good. They love to see Petty make some shots on the road. He struggled. It's like two different players.
Yeah, he really struggled. He had a big game against when Sexton didn't play, and they beat Auburn. He had 27 earlier this year. He's capable of making threes.
But a 14 for 64 three-point shooter on the road. We'll see if they can get him going. That's a nice move by Dazon Ingram inside.
He's underrated, Carl. Ingram's the kind of player, solid, nothing sensational, but does a lot of things that are necessary to win.
Gabriel turns it over.
He's trying to post a little bit now, Sexton.
They're going to get a foul, and not a good one on Gilgeous-Alexander. You mentioned it too. Gilgeous-Alexander, if you followed Kentucky through the season, wasn't the starter. It was Quad A. Green. He was a backup to him. Mid-season, Gilgeous-Alexander went back-to-back 20-point games. He got into the lineup, then they couldn't take him out of the starting lineup.
Absolutely. He's been one consistent player all year long. Since he got in that lineup, he earned his playing time. One thing about John Calipari, you may come in with the big-time reputation, but you got to produce now. You got to produce. And a lot of these guys were number 1 options and have a difficult time making the adjustment to being a number 4 and 5 option.
5 on the shot clock for Dazon Ingram. Oh, and they're going to call Green with his hands on Ingram's body right in front of Coach Calipari.
What a job Coach Calipari has done. I don't think people realize you sit there, you take it for granted almost. Year in and year out, expectations so high, and he delivers. I mean, that's the sign of greatness. That's why you got Roy Williams right now in the finals out there in the ACC. You look at Coach K over the years. Guys like Tom Izzo, so consistent. Bill Self.
Foul behind. First one on Knox.
They got a pretty consistent coach down there. Coaches a little football in Alabama, too. He does a really good job. His check's a little higher than yours and mine, too. And he earns every bit of it. Every bit of it. What's his name? Is
Nick.
it Saban?
Saint Nick.
Oh, St. Nick. Yeah, Nick Saban. And his wife, Terry, are just such generous people as well.
We heard from Avery a little while ago talk about Nick Saban, the communication that Saban has with the fellow coach at Alabama. And he said, you come to the tournament, and Nick will wish you good luck. But he had some pretty interesting things to say about what his philosophy, Saban's, is, and how maybe Avery could apply it to his team.
Yeah, don't back down. He said with the players, you stand up, you demand, you can understand, you are definitely in their corner, and you care about it. You can't back down from the discipline that you have. He's like, get great advice from Coach Saban.
When Coach Saban calls, it doesn't say Nick Saban on the cell phone, it just lights up unknown. And Avery then knows exactly who it is. Diallo's 3. That's a good one for Hamidou Diallo.
That's big. I've always thought that Diallo had star potential. When I saw him in high school, Carl, I thought he was going to be a superstar. He dominated off the bounce in high school, took the ball to the goal. If he can make shots, we've talked about this so often, his stock would go way, way up.
Sexton takes a break. Avery Johnson's in the game. So is Braxton Key. And Key has the ball now, working on Wenyans Gabriel. Going one-on-one with him, and he holds his ground. And we're going to get a free second violation.
Going to take a look at right here as Diallo's going to get free on the wing, and they're going to find him. Good ball movement. Alabama's, you let him shoot it. I mean, really, you look at his numbers, that's certainly not his strength, but if he can make that shot, he's had some moments doing it.
33% three-point shooter, Diallo.
Hey, one thing, Kentucky's done a great job containing so far, keeping the ball away from Sexton.
They're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to Alabama.
I don't stop me with the possession arrow. I've been screaming about that for years. Nobody ever listens. Nobody listens. They don't listen, Carl.
I'm sitting here. I got to listen. So what's the point?
Well, it's ridiculous. You let them throw it up, especially late in the game. You know, games be won by a possession arrow. Give them the ball with clubs. I don't like it.
We want jump balls.
Absolutely.
How about last 5 minutes instead?
Yeah.
The game could slow a little bit.
I like that. I like that. I want to hear about they throw the ball up. Not the same all the time. Give me a break. Walking violation.
Braxton Key with a walk. Alabama's got 5 turnovers. All 5 Kentucky starters have scored at least a point. A 1-point game here in the SEC semis.
Come on, bust the move. Let's go.
Behind the back.
You know that feeling that you only get this time of year? Welcome back.
So we extended our trip for what exactly?
Well, Reese, I couldn't let you miss the Gnome Staring World Championship.
Travelocity will help you adjust your trip, whatever the reason.
Wander wisely.
2, 1, fade away. That was awful. Why are you so good at this?
Had a coach in high school. Really helped me up my game.
I had a coach. Math.
Ooh. So why don't traders have coaches?
Well, who says they don't? Coach McAdoo.
You know, at TD Ameritrade, we offer free access to coaches and a full education curriculum just to help you improve your skills.
Boom.
That's less than one.
Education to take your trading to the next level. Only with TD Ameritrade.
You kids hear about this rad Little Caesars lunch combo deal? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza. Our family plan with the other guys, it's a little, well...
It's obscene.
Pricey?
I know.
Pricey?
No, that's not for the child.
Maybe it's time to switch to something a little more family-friendly.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for only $25 per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free Samsung J7 perks and enjoy 6 months of Hulu, where you can stream all the shows everyone is talking about.
Heck yeah!
Bumblebee. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Welcome back, everyone. The SEC on ESPN, and that is the City Museum here in St. Louis. And what do you think the City Museum's got inside of it, Dick? It's got stuff from the city. Old chimneys, salvaged bridges, construction cranes, miles of tile. We even got 2 abandoned airplanes as you take a look at the Final Four of the SEC men's tournament. A little later on, Tennessee with their big, powerful front court takes on Arkansas. And, well, you like guard play. Come tournament time, you got to love Arkansas and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, I love the Arkansas backcourt. They are terrific. They really are. When you think of Barford, you think of Macon, and the kid Beard is solid.
Yep.
They got a big guy that can play, too. A young Diaper Dan who's got better and better in Gafford. So Mike Anderson's got a really solid club. So does Tennessee. I mean, Rick Barnes is my National Coach of the Year. Picked 13th in this conference. Are you kidding me? They tied with Auburn for the title.
Yeah, so we see Kevin Ollie get fired today by UConn. You talked about Calipari being an underrated coach. Now, how about Rick Barnes? I mean, he seems never to get attention. He's been around forever, and he still looks like he's 28.
Tell you one thing, he did a great job in Texas. And at the end, sometimes a little separation is best for both. And he's found himself a great place right now where he loves it down in Tennessee, and they love him.
Turnover every 5 possessions, which is the highest rate, second in the SEC, 5 in their first 13, and there's another one. So that's the early story of this game, Dick.
Turning the ball over too much right now, Alabama. Avery Johnson, he didn't turn it over, played for a great coach, Ben Jobe, who died a year ago. He told us how much he loved him dearly when he played for him at Southern. He was a great passer, Avery, and had such a career under Mr. Popovich.
Guys, Coach Cal telling his guys to play faster. He said it's Alabama's 3rd game in 3 days. We want to get in their legs if we can. He also said we've had 2 drives baseline, and if you drive to the middle so we can share the ball.
Yeah, Knox either was upended or just tripped over his own feet, and he went down. And a turnover.
So many turnovers, 11 turnovers in this game already. I mean, it's been sloppy as can be. There's no doubt about it.
He got tripped by his own guy. You watch the right foot of Sasha Kalea-Jones. That's what clipped Knox, and he kind of gingerly walks over to the bench.
He's been there one solid diaper dandy all year long. His stock has gone up. He's certainly going to be drafted lottery selection. Came out of Tampa, Florida, was a scholastic superstar there. Sexton got a little rest on the sideline. See how he reacts to it.
There's a steal. 7th turnover for Alabama. Gilgeous-Alexander lays it up and in.
Nice play right there. Kept himself under control. Made the steal. Sloppy play. Alabama's got to pick it up on the offensive end and be more efficient. And they're not going to win this basketball game.
Diallo was looking for an offensive foul. It looked like Herbert Jones' hand came up and got him.
They forced Sexton to get the ball like 45 feet away from the goal. They really played him tough. Using a variety of people on him. Playing a one-on-one, and then they're going to give help. Obviously, he still beat him with his speed. What speed, what change of tempo.
Looked like the foul called on the help that came over late, but instead they do get Diallo.
You mentioned showing a museum. I went to a museum yesterday before I arrived here. My paisans back in Florida told me you can't go to St. Louis without visiting the museum of Lawrence, Peter Berra, Yogi Berra, and Joe Garagiola. And then pictures in front of their houses. They lived across the street from each other.
Isn't that unbelievable?
You're a baseball guy. You got to go there.
They lived across the street from each other. And grew up. Garagiola, of course, one of the most personable personalities in baseball history. So is Yogi.
Just
how about some of the catches and dinners and just backyard stuff those two must have had.
Oh, great growing up. Those two from stories I've read about them. I used to love Barry Rizzuto. Rizzuto as a broadcaster, he'd say, "Hey, White, I'm leaving in the 8th inning. The traffic's getting too heavy." I loved it.
Got to get stuck on the bridge. I got to beat the traffic.
Yeah.
Bill White and Phil Rizzuto, a legendary broadcast team for years for the Yankees. You're in baseball country with the Cardinals, and high expectations always in St. Louis when a baseball season starts. But here, high expectations for Kentucky always. Alabama's played their way into the NCAA tournament. Diallo, not a great pass. Gilgeous-Alexander handles. And as long as they're doing a good job on the defensive boards, Alabama keeping Kentucky off the offensive glass.
You know, both clubs really getting no efficiency offensively. There's no rhythm to the offense at all. Credit that to some real suffocating defense.
Another turnover. Here's Coach Calipari. He's wired up for us.
And you guys want to walk it up. Why do you want to play slow? I hate to play slow. I hate playing slow. But you all want to play slow.
What about slow dancing? I like slow dancing. Come on, John. He wants to play fast. He wants the tempo. You know why they're playing slow? Because Alabama's making them play slow. Alabama's getting back defensively. Alabama's doing a good job defensively. Does this guy pour his heart on the sideline? It's unreal. Just like Avery before the game, I said to him, Avery, I want to play for you. So animated, so spirited, so much energy.
Both these guys bring that, don't they?
Yeah,
it's
they
contagious.
really do.
They're taking a look at Galen Smith. The foul was committed underneath the basket, and you watch, see if there's anything to it. His arm comes up, he gets Richards. I don't think it's going to be more than just a foul, but it is their 8th turnover. So wait, I've seen you get up and you dance with the cheerleaders. Now, do you consider that slow or fast? Because I can tell you what it looks like.
Looks like nothing. I'm a disco dick. My wife said, don't embarrass yourself.
As opposed to a disco duck? Well, we're trying to find some traction here offensively for both of these teams. Neither one shooting particularly well.
You know, Alabama's down 1. In the last 4.5 minutes offensively, they've had 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
And they're still laying down 1. The one thing with the turnover, it hasn't led to offensive layups for Kentucky, other than the one by Gilgeous-Alexander on the steal.
Diallo hard to the rack, and he gets that to go off the window. A good driver of the basketball.
Yeah, he's a driver and slash. He's trying to earn more playing time. He lost a lot of playing time because he had not been playing well in many areas.
Oh, he got away with a foul there, did P.J. Washington, but it didn't affect the shot.
How Sexton got that off is amazing. You know what I love about him? He plays with passion, plays with feeling, and he takes quality shots. He's not what you would call a guy that's a jock, a guy that's going to let him fly from all over the place.
They're going to get a foul underneath. Herbert Jones. He picks up his 2nd.
You mentioned Alabama earning their way into the tournament, had lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
It was big. That basket was worth a lot of dollars to Alabama and to the SEC on that drive by Sexton against Texas A&M. Conference is so tough. I firmly believe it's the #1 conference from top to bottom.
I know, I saw you tweeted that out. You were getting hammered for that.
I know, I'm getting hammered. Hammer me, Dickie V, I have no problem with that. You speak from your heart. Why is it not the better conference? Give me another conference better. The Big 12? Okay, I'll give you that. Big 12 is dynamite. But head to head, who won that battle and didn't even have Auburn and Missouri in the challenge?
There's a block, and here comes Bama.
You know, people they want you to say their school is always the best and their conference is always the best. And if you don't, they're going to have me, and I could care less.
It's interaction. That's what the whole thing's about.
Exactly.
Offensive rebound work being done, but it's going to go off Alabama. Sexton was down there mixing it up. Your guy, Joey Brackett's, will, of course, have our...
Hey, Joey Brackett's right here. Look at this here. Here's the... Wow, look at this here. ACC 8, SEC 8. The elite conferences dominate. I'm just hoping that they take an eye and look at some of those teams that had major years, but don't get a chance to play quadrant 1 teams.
The Middle Tennessees of the world.
And yeah, St. Mary's of the world. They don't get a chance to play those quadrant 1 clubs. I mean, you get so many opportunities when you're an elite top 5 conference.
You love the quadrant one.
I like fire hydrants too. Let me, come on.
Sexton's got 8. He's looking for 10, and he can't get it to go. And the rebound to Knox, who's back in the game.
Just need basketball experience and guys that follow the game and know the game to make decisions.
Gabriel can hit the 3, and he does. Right-hands Gabriel buries it.
Good call right there, Carl. A little separation right there. Gabriel gives him that veteran, that experienced player.
Big Blue Nation starting to get into it.
They stand up where they travel. I'll tell you one thing, they travel.
Knox is frustrated. He picks up a foul, and that is his second with under 8 to go. Big Blue Nation representing here in the heartland, St. Louis in the SEC tournament.
I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. No.
See his wrinkles. If only Harry used some bounce to dry, he would be a less wrinkly winning guy.
Dre, when he was younger, he loved to smile. And we knew he would need braces because his teeth were coming in funny.
This is the picture that was on the front page of the newspaper. All you can notice is the braces.
Then once he got to Michigan State, he broke the retainer.
My bottom teeth, they were really crooked, and I just wasn't getting braces again. Then I discovered Smile Direct Club. It's easy to just grab it and go, and I can change it on the road. I did photo shoots with my eyeliners in, and you can't see them. A smile is a first impression. That's why I think having a great smile is so important.
Introducing
the never-before-seen
next level of innovation. Redesigned,
reimagined,
reborn,
new, used, certified pre-owned.
Ford, Toyota, Subaru,
Volkswagen,
Honda, GMC, featuring
backup camera,
EcoBoost, all-wheel drive,
low miles,
park assist, sport mode,
for wherever you
dream of going.
For drivers everywhere,
For the ride of your life, for the driven.
Shop all the cars, all in one place. Auto Trader. If you can't find your next car here, you won't find it anywhere.
Well, Bama's got 14 points, and Colin Sexton has more than half.
Tell you one thing, Sexton, 3 for 6 shooting the basketball. He's got to get a little bit more aggressive offensively and look for some shots if they're going to win. But what a talent. Takes quality shots, so efficient. That's what I love about him. He makes his shots count.
Yeah.
He really is so efficient, doesn't look for bad shots. Boy, I tell you, the NBA scouts, they love him.
Yeah.
They love him.
Yeah, he may move himself into a top 3 pick, depending on the teams that end up in that position.
I think it'd be kind of tough because there's so many quality big guys. The kid Ayton has been unbelievable at Arizona. I mean, he has been phenomenal.
32 points last night.
Yeah, he's going to be in the talk for player of the year now. Even though I would give right now today, based on winning, Brunson.
We're going to get a push, it looks like, on Wenyen Gabriel. Game's being called pretty tight right now by Tony Green, Doug Shows, and Todd Austin.
Tell you one thing, in the first matchup, Hall really did a great job, not able to play today. He was 7 for 8 against Kentucky at 16 points and did a phenomenal job. I got the way of the pair, Mr. Falika. He's making the move from football to basketball.
Dick EV's right-hand man today. Inside, and that bucket is good as Dazon Ingram hits for another 2, and he's got 4.
Yeah, he's got to step up. He's capable. He's a veteran player, understands how to play, got good basketball instincts. Hey, one thing, Avery Johnson's brought some real excitement to Alabama basketball.
Quade Green, he launches, and that's way off. And they continue to struggle from the field, under 50%.
He didn't score yesterday, Quade. He's capable of going on a real spurt, though. He's one guy that can't make the long-range shot. high school star out of Philadelphia.
When they had Gilgeous-Alexander and Quade Green on the floor at the same time, they were most efficient yesterday, and the two are back on the floor right now. Three-pointer, no
Look
good.
at that rebound.
That's Colin Sexton. He misses.
Oh, I thought he got fouled. I thought he got fouled. He has a right to moan and groan in that one.
Diallo, the pull-up, no. And Diallo, as you saw Diallo in high school, that would be something he would just go to the rack with.
Yeah, absolutely. He used to drive the basketball, transition, and then shoot the ball too quickly now. You got to put it in number two's hands. Somebody better introduce to Mr. Sexton.
Petty missed another three. The drive from Ingram, no good, and it's Washington who rips it down.
Good drive right there by Ingram, just didn't convert. Washington, a steady player on the inside, gives him physicality.
With all the turnovers and missed shots, Dick, you'd think that Kentucky would be able to run, which is what the coach wants, but they haven't been able to do it. Diallo, no good.
He's shooting the ball too much from the perimeter. That's not his strength. What happens, you make one, he's got carried away with yourself. His game is to drive the ball. I think a lot of times he wants to prove to people, a lot of kids do this, they want to prove to me, I can make that shot. People keep saying I can't, I can make it. And to get away from their strength. His strength is attack off the bounce.
Just exchanging missed shots. Calipari told us before the game, he said, look, this may be the youngest team I've ever had. How different is that than every team that he's ever had, which are freshmen? What makes this group unique, you think?
Well, different talent level. When you got Wall and Cousins and Anthony Davis, they're at another level. These guys are very good players, but some of them might have been overrated coming out of the high school ranks. This is not a vintage Kentucky team. This is not a vintage John Calipari team, but it's also a team that can create havoc at tournament time, just like his team did it the year they beat Wichita State, who was a #1 seed, and they were an 8 seed.
Right. Foul on Diallo, and that puts him into the bonus. Coming up, Selection Sunday, 7 Eastern Time. Bracketology, Reese, J. Will, J. Bill, Seth. It says Dickie V. You're going to be part of that?
I got to be part of it every year. In fact, I told Reese, we did an interview before. I said, Reese, do me a favor. Tell him to load up what I've said for the last 5 years to open the show about rewarded mediocrity over superstar performances by teams all year.
You just clip that off and run it again?
Run it again. Why am I going to go through that again? And they're going to scream at me, well, they're RPI, and they don't play anybody. They don't schedule anybody. Oh, really? No kidding. They can't. They don't get opportunities like the teams who finish 8 and 10 in conference play get to play those teams over and over again. I make one exception at 8 and 10, and that's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame because of Bonzie Colson.
He's been hurt. A lot of teams have had injuries. You're a Notre Dame guy.
7 degrees of my family.
You're a Notre Dame guy. Gilgeous-Alexander knocks down a 3, and Kentucky's lead, the largest, has grown to 7.
A couple of threes have really helped them, and that's really not their strength. And I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I love any kid that has earned his PT and his playing time, and he has earned it.
Avery Johnson calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout. Remind everybody, too, that the Bracketology Show and SportsCenter are streaming live on the ESPN app.
This next song is all about my $20 fill-up. 8 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, all the fixings, and it'll feed your family of 4. Hit it, boys. A 1 and a 2, and we're out of time. It's finger-licking good. Woo!
Experts will tell you a golden lager like Budweiser is one of the most difficult styles of beer to brew. That's why we rely on generations of award-winning brewmasters to brew ours.
Our family plan with the other guys, it's a little, well...
It's obscene.
Pricey?
I know.
Pricey?
No, that's not for the child.
Maybe it's time to switch to something a little more family-friendly.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for only $25 per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free Samsung J7 perks and enjoy 6 months of Hulu, where you can stream all the shows everyone is talking about.
Heck yeah!
Bumblebee.
Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
This is Laura, and Butch, and Tank, and Tiny. And this is Laura's Mobile Dog Grooming Palace. Laura can clean up a retriever that rolled in foxtails, but she's not much on articles of organization.
Articles of what?
So she turned to LegalZoom.
They help me out.
She means we help with her LLC, trademark, and a lot of other legal stuff that's part of running a business. So Laura can get back to the dogs.
Would you sit still?
This is Laura's Mobile Dog Grooming Palace, and this is where life meets legal.
Yep, prime time, yeah, the stars align to shine and grind and drop dimes and blow your mind. Two teams out for glory and praise, but in the end, only one will hear their name raised.
Spurs, Thunder, tonight at 8:30 on ABC, presented by YouTube TV.
Welcome back to the SEC tournament. The Audi halftime report. We got you in about 4 minutes with Adnan Verk, Jimmy Dykes, and myself, Sean Farnham. But the big point of emphasis for Alabama is trying to free up Colin Sexton. In the first half, you knew the length was going to bother him at least early, and that's what Kentucky wanted to throw at him. He says Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, his length, his ability to use his wingspan to deflect. Then they put him in some pick and roll situations. You back the big off. You're so efficient, as Dick Vitale has pointed out numerous times. This time, reject the screen, clear out the baseline, and look to attack. Right now, Alabama's looking for some offense, Carl. They need to get Colin Sexton back going offensively to finish out this first half.
No doubt, Sean. They started 4 of 8. They led it by 2. Since then, 2 of 9. And they're down by 7. And that defense, that length that we talked about at the top, 1 of 6 from three-point land is Alabama.
Well, Sean is 100% right when he talks about the fact they're going to find a way to get some shots for Sexton to help him out, because that defense is really playing him so tough. Giving a lot of help off him. He's very patient.
This is perhaps where that double bye pays such an advantage, and the challenge that these guys like Sexton on consecutive days have to deal with. 3 ball, 1 of 7 now. And that'll be Kentucky's ball.
Guys, we just saw Hamidou Diallo pulled out of this game, and that's because Coach Cal is stressing to him and Kevin Knox, you've got to drive the ball. I need you to drive the ball to the middle, and he's going to be out of the game until he can do that, as Coach Cal commonly coaches his team.
Tell you one thing, Laura, we talked to him about that in the locker room before the game, and he said to us, I want Diallo to drive. I want him to attack. I want him to utilize that speed and quickness and first step he has. You look at Calipari and John on the sideline, what makes him special, you watch him coach, you would think that he's trying to get a contract. You would think that he is right now, early in his career, trying to prove something. But that's what makes him special. He's always about the moment, not about what we did in the past.
Herbert Jones picks up his 3rd. Let's not deny, though, that Calipari has the luxury when a player isn't doing what he wants him to do. Well, he can go to this bench, and generally the drop-off is not even significant. You're bringing in another All-American, another McDonald's All-American.
I agree. He's not bringing in too many Wendy's. I tell you, he's bringing a lot of McDonald's All-Americans.
Petty, no good.
Petty's got to score. He's got to help them. He's got to find making shots, not thinking. I think he thinks too much right now. That little slump he's been on the road.
Oh,
that's
big time dunk there. P.J. Washington.
That's big time. Mr. Washington woke up the Big Blue Nation fans. Oh, he just exploded to the goal. 1 bounce attack. I mean, look at this here. Bam! I used to see that a lot of Anthony Davis, man. He might be the best young player in the game today. Not might, he is.
Look at that look on the face of P.J. Washington, who yesterday exploded against Georgia. That's Jared Vanderbilt. That kind of reinforces the point. When Vanderbilt's hurt, you bring Washington in, and he plays, and he's capable of doing what we just saw.
Well, that's what they have. They got talent. They're not recruiting you if you can't play. One thing about Kentucky, you look at the resume of all those kids in high school, they're almost superstars. Vanderbilt's a big help for this team because it gives them that dimension of rebound. He attacks the glass.
Yeah, he had a huge game against Alabama in the first meeting on the glass. We saw him a little while before the game. He's still limping around. Well, Petty banks one in.
He banked it up the glass. He banked it in. Timmy B, the bank is open. Timmy B. The bank's open in St. Louis.
Their first basket in their last 7 trips.
I want a basket off the glass. That's how you shoot him, Carl. That's how you shoot him. I saw you shoot one day.
Wenyans Gabriel, another 3.
You said it earlier, Gabriel can make the 3, and he gives him that experience. They got to get this guy some shots. They are playing him tough. You can't get an open look.
Reese baseline jumper, no good, and a chance to increase that lead over 10. Sometimes you overlook Kentucky's defense. It has been tremendous.
Oh, in the tournament, look what they did to Georgia.
Yep.
He's a heck of a player. They made him look like he never played yesterday.
We got Alabama shooting 33%. They're 7 of 21.
That's always been one of his strengths, John Calipari.
Oh, they're going to call it to Leah Jones. He came out and set a high screen.
He was moving.
He was moving.
No doubt about that. None whatsoever. Take a look right here. There's the three from Mr. Gabriel.
6th turnover for Kentucky. This is an Alabama team that is not a good three-point shooting team.
See the help every time he starts making a move, beat his guy, they rotate, they give help, they hedge, they step out on Mr. Sexton. He's having a tough time getting any looks.
Claudia Green's got an arm wrapped around him. There's a three from Petty. That's no good.
They're making everybody else try to beat him. Look at John Calipari. Animation on that sideline.
He pointed to Tony Green, said, you got to come in here and help out Todd Austin, make sure, and Doug Schaus, and they changed the call.
And he heard it. See, the one thing, I feel like I was being interviewed by Steve Serby, and I was talking to him on the New York Post. We don't have characters anymore on the sideline we did years ago with Carter Secker, Massimino, and John Thompson, and you see the ball go out. I mean, you don't have that any longer. The McJarrises, the Al McGuires, the Jimmy V's. They were such characters, man. They go to a press conference, you didn't know what was going to come out. Today, I could almost tell you, well, we didn't play with intensity, we didn't take good shots. It's so...
Washington got fouled, and there was nothing. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with personality? I mean, there are certain things that have been taken out of different sports, and you kind of understand it, but I think this is a culture that begs for personality. I'm with you on that.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're with me, buddy. I think get a dinner tonight at Tony's because of that.
Is that right?
Went to Charlie Giddo's yesterday. Go there. Charlie Giddo's is great.
I tell, we're like almost done with the first half, and you finally drop a restaurant reference.
I paid over everywhere I go. Hey, remember this though? Alabama trailed at halftime yesterday to Bruce Pearl and Auburn by 10. It looked like it was going to be a long afternoon for Crimson Tide. Second half, they were unbelievable.
And Sexton in particular. How about an offensive rebound off a missed free throw?
You're not getting back in games when you do that.
Claudia Green, nope, that's short. And it goes off the stanchion, that's out of bounds. So Alabama will have a chance with 17 seconds to go.
Well, Avery's got to figure a way. How can we get better shots for Colin? Colin's not getting any looks at all. Green has played him tough, and he's got a lot of help from those other people with their length stepping out in his driving lane.
Preview of the ACC Championship coming up. The America East buzzer beater. That's on the Audi halftime report. We'll hear from Coach Calipari before that. Sexton won last shot. That's an air ball. And the clock expires. Kentucky's defense, a big story.
Tremendous defense, giving up 19 points with a shot clock, with a three-point shot, and an All-American, a scoring whiz like Sexton. That tells me Kentucky, sensational defense in the first half.
Laura's ready.
All right, thank you. Coach, what do you think about the way your teams defended Colin Sexton?
Well, you know, he got a couple down to layups. They shouldn't get that the way we're trying to play. But again, it's their third game in 3 nights. I mean, Colin is not a Superman. Now, he may come out in the second half and get 30 on us, me saying that. But I think he's playing well. We're guarding as a group pretty good. That's what we have to do.
You keep wanting him to play faster. How can you accomplish that?
I don't know why they want to walk it up. I'm not the walk it up coach. Play, go, drive, pass it. But I'll tell you, again, they get in these games. These guys are inexperienced. We're young.
Thanks so much. Adnan, you're not the walk it up host either. Take it away.
Laura, I'm young at heart, I promise you. This is the Audi halftime report alongside Jimmy Dykes and Sean Farnham. Farnham already took the halftime pop, so I feel like I'm really not of much benefit here in St. Louis. But, Jimmy, as far as what you saw in this first half, Kentucky's defense doing a good job. Bama shot just 7 of 23 from the field. Your assessment was?
Well, Alabama has the most competitive competitive guy in this game right now, and it's Colin Sexton. I know that right now they're behind, but he's the leading rebounder in this ball game. He's only 6'2". If you're Kentucky, any ball screen action, switch early, switch tight, and you never stun off this kid. Keep Colin Sexton off the glass, keep him out of transition. You'll advance to the finals.
All right, but yeah, let me just think. Yesterday, what was the deficit?
Yep,
it
down
was
10.
10.
Yeah.
Sexton had 10 at the half
pad,
yesterday.
yes.
He only had 8 at the first half today. It's only a 2-point differential. They've proven they can come out. The challenge now is Kentucky going to be disciplined enough in this second half to maintain what we saw for 40 minutes yesterday versus Georgia, and then what we saw for 20 here in the first half? If they do, I agree with Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, well, Mark Sexton down for 30. Should be a great second half. Meantime, we've had great action so far. What else would you expect during Champ Week? UMBC and Vermont, America East Championship. Under 10 seconds to play, tied at 62. Jarius Lyles keeps himself, pulls up from 3, and hits it. Here's Lyles after the game.
That's a shot I've been working on all season. After practice, before practice. So he called a play, I waved it off. Said I'm gonna take it myself, and I just made a shot.
The UMBC wins at 65-62. The Retrievers are headed to the big dance.
But good ball club, 24 wins on the season. Jarius Lyles is a stud.
Well said. A-10 semifinal. St. Joe's in Rhode Island. Anthony Longpre knocks down the 3.
I tell you what, you look at Rhode Island, they came in this year for Danny Hurley, high expectations. St. Joe's doesn't care. They don't care about the one next to the name. They are just feeling it.
And then Taylor bringing the noise, bringing the funk, nails the 3.
You better have some serious chops in March. I still believe in Rhode Island with all that guard depth.
All right, so St. Joe's up 45-36. And Memphis and Cincinnati AAC semis. Kane Broom to Gary Clark for the lay-in.
Yeah, Cincinnati, to me, is going to be a team in the NCAA tournament because the way they defend. Conference play is difficult, Coach, but I love Cincinnati and the potential to advance in the NCAA.
Yeah, Cincinnati's a team that you will never out-tough Cincinnati. They give you nothing, Sean Farnham, at the rim. Nothing.
Right now, 29-20, Memphis has the lead. Coaching news to pass along. Mark Fox is out for Georgia. Your reaction, Jimmy?
Well, that's a gold mine waiting to happen, and Mark Fox is a terrific X&O coach. He hasn't got the players in, and now the same time for UConn, they better get some dudes up there.
Well, you think about Kevin Ollie, they changed conferences, and UConn just isn't what it used to be. They need some fresh voice. They need somebody maybe like a Danny Hurley to go to UConn. I think it would be a great hire.
Kevin Ollie being fired for just cause. In his second year, of course, won the national championship there. Still the
just cause they lost.
Exactly. ACC final, UNC Virginia. What to look forward to next.
This halftime report is presented by Audi.
You spray. You're stuck. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
We just got married.
We're all under one roof now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many kids?
My 2, his 3.
Along with 2 dogs and Jake, our new parrot. That is quite the family.
Quite a lot of colleges to pay for, though.
A lot of colleges. Hey, you get any financial advice?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's the same plan they sold me before.
Well, your situation's totally changed now.
Right.
How about a plan that works for 5 kids, 2 dogs and Jake over here? That'd be great.
That would be great.
That okay with you, Jake?
Get a portfolio that works for you now and as your needs change from TD Ameritrade Investment Management.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
I've got 7 cards.
I've got 11. I have 4 cards.
McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. They're not grandma's, but she's okay with that.
You're a brave man, Mr. Stevens. Your testimony will save lives. Mr. Stevens, this is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
I'll take my chances.
Three holes, where moments are counted in more than strokes, and the memories surround us like the wind. Amen Corner, and for all who enter, say a prayer at the Masters.
Don't get trapped in the loop of endless student debt. Refinancing your loans with SoFi can help you pay off your debt years sooner. so you can finally move forward.
You need to buy a car, and you want to get an excellent price. You'd think with all these options, it'd be easy. But with terms like MSRP, invoice, list price, things get confusing pretty fast. You just want to get a real price, and that's where TrueCar comes in. Only with TrueCar can you see what other people paid for the car you want. And you can connect with certified dealers who offer prices based on this same information. None of those other sites do that. From end to end, TrueCar is your only one-stop solution.
Get up for the love of sports, starting April 2nd and every weekday, ESPN 7 a.m. Get up, get sports, get going.
You're watching the Audi Halftime Report.
It's the who's and the heels, UNC and Virginia in the ACC final tonight as the Tar Heels got the better of the Duke Blue Devils last night, although Duke had that great late charge that Grayson Allen could not come up big. As for Virginia, they're the #1 seed and projected as the 1 seed by Joe Lunardi with a win tonight, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It's just like with real estate, they always say location, location, location. Sean, with Virginia, everyone always keeps mentioning defense, defense, defense.
Look, when you won 30 games, 3 out of the last 5 years, you are as elite as a program that you'll find in college basketball, and that is what Virginia is, and they do it with their defense. They forced 3 shot clock violations in the first meeting against North Carolina. You talk about things that might not be transferable from a game that happened in December, Coach. Here's one that is. Virginia plays elite-level defense, all 5 players playing together, and that stands out to me.
Yeah, here's the key playing against Virginia's defense. You have to get the ball moved side to side because of how they pack that thing in. You cannot attack the first side of their defense. Can you get Virginia in the defensive rotation? And if so, you can have some open shots and you can get on the offensive glass. North Carolina has to have patience. You try to attack the first side of Virginia's defense, you're in for a world of hurt.
19 offensive rebounds in that first matchup for the Tar Heels. They only had 12 second chance points. I think that's going to increase in this one.
Get them in a rotation, you got a chance.
I can't believe UNC is a 6 seed, by the way. That's crazy to me.
It could be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament if they win this game.
How about that? There's a little bit of a change. How tough is the ACC?
Not as tough as the SEC.
Yeah,
That's right,
exactly.
Jimmy.
Know where you are, Sean.
That's right.
As for the tickets punched, 14 punch, 18 left, and 13 left to be punched today. How about UMBC? Second trip to the NCAA tournament, first since 2008. We're coming back with more from St. Louis right after this.
Do not play fetch. Thanks, Grandma. Why don't you fetch me some Doritos? Fetch me a bag full of Doritos. Fetch me a bare naked.
Every day, people are fighting type 2 diabetes with fitness, food, and the pill that starts with F. Farxiga, along with diet and exercise, helps lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, lowering A1C by up to 1.2 points.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Ask your doctor about the pill that starts with F and visit Farxiga.com for savings. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
New developments in the top story of the day. The world has stopped turning on its axis. Top scientists are currently racing to come up with a solution.
Let's go! Let's go!
The idea is that the power of the foot will propel the planet back into its proper motion.
Let's go! Whoa, 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 whoa! What's up? Why's everybody going this way? You sure about this?
Let's go. This just in. Everyone is running the wrong way. Repeat, you're running the wrong way.
Let's go. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was right. You got to do the whole thing again.
This halftime report is presented by Audi.
Glad to have you with us on Bracketology. They can't screw this tournament up. It's idiot-proof.
John, we got to get an appointment to talk to you.
Full NCAA tournament analysis on Bracketology, Sunday, 7 Eastern on ESPN.
I tell you, if Dan Dawkins is at the touchscreen again, I'm in. Notable games today. West Virginia's taking on Kansas, Big 12 championship, 6 Eastern on ESPN. Providence, big upset over Xavier. They're now going to face Villanova in the Big East. North Carolina, Virginia, Who's and Heels, 8:30 on ESPN. PJ Washington bringing the thunder. How about that Reacts? This has been the Audi halftime report. Carl, Dick, and Laura on the other side.
The sub-above difference is giant. Giant hearts, giant differences, and giant wins. On Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, 100% of sales go to a great cause in your community. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I have to tell you something incredible. Capital One has partnered with Hotels.com to give venture cardholders 10 miles on every dollar they spend at thousands of hotels. All you have to do is pay with this at Hotels.com/venture.
10 miles per dollar? That is incredible. I have the chills.
Because you're so excited.
Because ice is cold. And because of all those miles.
Obviously. What's in your wallet?
I'm not sure. What's in your wallet?
Stay with me, Mr. Parker.
When a critical patient is far from the hospital must come to the patient.
Stay with me, Mr. Parker.
The AT&T network is helping first responders connect with medical teams in near real time.
Stay with me, Mr. Parker.
Saving time when it matters most.
Stay with me, Mrs. Parker.
That's the power of and.
The sub-above difference is the slicer. After all, if a sub isn't made with meat and cheese sliced to order, you should be a little suspicious. Sliced thin, sliced now. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Introducing
the never-before-seen
next level of innovation. Redesigned, reimagined, reborn, new, used,
certified pre-owned.
Ford, Toyota, Subaru,
Volkswagen,
Honda, GMC, featuring
backup camera,
EcoBoost, all-wheel drive,
low miles,
park assist, sport mode,
for wherever you
dream of going.
For drivers
Everywhere, for the ride of your life, for the driven.
Shop all the cars, all in one place. Auto Trader. If you can't find your next car here, you won't find it anywhere.
Hello, let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Welcome back to Champ Week, presented by Principal, part of the SEC on ESPN.
Just wait and see. They gon' talk about me, and things won't never be the same. I'm gonna be very legendary, and the whole world's gonna know my name. Are you ready?
Scott Trade Center, St. Louis, Missouri. Laura Rutledge, Dick Vitale, Carl Ravitch. Kentucky 41-2 in SEC tournament semifinals, and they are in a good position to make it 42-2. Up by 10 over Alabama, 29-19. You clapping your hands? What do you think? We're going to have a second half from Sexton. What do we got?
Well, you know, yesterday we're down 10 Alabama to Auburn, and then all of a sudden it was the Colin Sexton show. He's got to get some shots. Kentucky's defense has been superb. They've done a great job taking away the driving ability that he has, and they're also not allowing him to shoot from the perimeter, rotating people. So let's credit Kentucky's defense with an A+ in that first half.
All right, this is today's game flow. It's brought to you by LG V30. So they let him score early, and then they clamped him down.
Yeah, he got a couple of points early with a little medium-range jump shot, drive to the basket as well. But then it was, I thought Green did a great job when he came in, guarding him and got a lot of help as well.
Coach Calipari making no bones about it. 3 games in 3 days is a challenge. Here's Laura.
Well, guys, Avery Johnson said Colin Sexton needs some help. He said everyone's just standing around acting like he's going to win this game for us, and he singled out Dazon Ingram and Braxton Key, who have a combined 4 points. He said those two have got to get going. We also have to take care of the ball. 8 turnovers, of course, in that first half.
And John Petty, 1 of 5, 1 of 4 from 3. Remember, the one that went in was a bank shot. Some pretty balanced scoring for Kentucky. Wenyen Gabriel's got a couple of threes, and right out of the gate, a turnover for Kentucky.
Well, Alabama jumped down on Auburn right away after the half and got back in the game and then blew it open. Let's see what they can do here.
Drive past Knox, but there was some help on the defensive end for a block.
Well, they do a great job rotating. They help out. One guy gets beat, somebody else steps in.
Diallo got fouled.
And that's what Diallo's got to do. He's got to attack the ring. He's got good speed, good quickness. That's why a lot of NBA people like his potential, because of his speed and quickness.
So you're a coach. You've been around the game for a long time. It feels like, having seen Kentucky for so many years, and Coach Calipari was telling Laura, let's run. I'm not a sit around. I want to move it. It seems like, play coach, it seems like that they don't have the confidence that the other teams did, even when it was an even man break or a 2-on-3. They figured, the older teams, we're going to get it done. We'll figure it out. This team seems hesitant.
Well, they're hesitant because they don't get it. I point out they had some great guards in the past. I mean, we're not even talking about the Knights, talking about the great players that they possessed the John
Harrisons,
Wall.
the Ulysses, yeah.
Yeah, they had some number. I mean, Tyler Ulis was incredible. What about Booker, what he's doing in the NBA now?
Fox.
Yep.
But that leads to a confidence on the break. We're going to end up with a layup or a foul.
Yeah, you got to have guys that really, orchestra leaders that can get you going. And certainly Fox was one last year.
Yeah.
He had such speed and transition. It has been a struggle the entire afternoon for Alabama to get quality shots.
Point was made during the game yesterday with Joe Tessitore and Sean Farnham and company. Gilgeous-Alexander just plays at a pace that's under control the entire game. He never seems to be out of control.
Tell you one thing, he can play. He understands how to play. I was hoping to come back to school, but his stock is going up right now. We're talking about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's going to have to shoot it with 5 on the shot clock. The fadeaway goes down.
And Dan Schumann jumps up in his hotel loves it. He's from Canada, Dickie V. Tell him he's from Canada. I hear you, Danny.
Hamilton, Canada. Coach Cal has said for a long time this season, he's our best player. Avery Johnson's wired up.
Reese, shoot the ball. Shoot the 3, son. No, just shoot the 3 when you're open. Thank you. Hey, you missing guys in the pocket. As soon as that big guy step up, they're open in the pocket. We got to post Galen up. Come on.
Well, a lot of guys wish they could have a coach yelling, shoot
No
the
doubt.
3, shoot it. Those coaches are yelling, take good shots, don't shoot it.
The traffic jam that Sexton experiences every time he goes to the hole. Imagine trying to take a ball when you're Sexton's size, and he's relative to the players he's driving up against. He sits there at 6'3". He's going up against 6'9", 6'7".
Tell you one thing, it was a great finish for Kentucky at the end of the half. Went out a little run, 11-3. Gabriel made 2 big threes for them. That's certainly been positive. You know, look at Alabama. They have not won this conference tournament since 1991. Yeah. It's been a long, long run. They won a few football championships since then.
And Kentucky's won 30 SEC tournament titles. 30.
That's exciting, but nothing's more exciting to them than putting up a banner that says National Champs.
Yeah. Diallo sits down. He's got 3 fouls. And Alabama's going to have to play a little defense, so they pick him up full court.
And Diallo really played well early in this game. He really did. He's been struggling. He came out, attacked, made a 3. Knox hasn't gotten going yet. He's capable, certainly. Look at his numbers. They got Knox being played by Sexton. He's trying to get a switch on. See, Knox should go and post him up right now.
What a green to Washington. They don't post. Ball on the floor. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gilgeous throws it up. Alley-oop and a dunk, and it'll count. Kalea Jones crashed through and threw it down.
Wow. Wow. Is he serious? I mean, they did everything right defensively until the last second. They get the jam.
Look at the pressure on Sexton, a deflection off the hands of Gilgeous-Alexander.
See, Sexton's not been able to get in transition to take the ball. Look at this here. Flips it up, bam. He drew a desperate shot. It ended up to be in a pass.
Pretty reverse layup by Braxton Key.
Key with the drive on the baseline. He was all over about Key. He told Laurie, he says, he's got to get going for us. He and Ingram bring a lot of veteran experience.
Foul out top. And that's that pace of Gilgeous-Alexander. He's able to get by his man, John Petty. They get the foul out top.
He changes pace really well.
Yeah.
He does. He's great tempo the way he sets up his defensive player.
Danger time for Alabama, down 12, Dick.
You know, what a great year the SEC's had. It really has been incredible. When you think about no easy cupcakes. Wherever you went, you had to really battle.
But made Auburn's season even that more impressive. Gabriel, we're going to get a block, so he's going to shoot 2 free throws. 8 SEC teams, according to Joe Lunardi, will be the most they've ever had in the NCAA tournament. Start looking ahead to Tennessee and Arkansas, the terrific backcourt that Arkansas has against that size up front for Tennessee.
Yeah, you know, Williams inside and Schofield are going to have to dominate. McCaffrey's gotten better and better as the years progress. I talked to Jimmy Dykes about them, who knows a lot about Arkansas, and he says, you know, he was a kid that was not a big-time recruit. He's a kid that's just getting better and better. Mike Anderson and staff doing a great job with him, getting better, and the guard play has been sensational all year for Arkansas. I mean, Macon and Barford, they can score. And Beard's an underrated kid. He distributes the ball well.
Gafford's playing himself into a lottery pick.
Can't teach that size. He's got that dunk he made last night was incredible.
Switching on Sexton now. Washington, and that forces a turnover. Colin Sexton getting frustrated, and there's another foul. That one on Braxton Key.
Knox had an open teammate, Green. Could have dropped the bounce pass, but he had his head down while he was dribbling. The young kids out there, you want vision of the floor. You got to get their head up. And how do you do that? You go down your cellar, you get a basketball, you shut the lights off, and you dribble down there. You ever try that? Go dribble in the basketball with the lights out down in your cellar.
Wenyen Gabriel hits another 3.
He's given a positive minutes.
Kentucky's lead to 17.
Cats, man, you put the word tournament in front of John Calipari and the Cats. He has a way to get people to play in single elimination scenarios.
Wenyen Gabriel has got Big Blue Nation on their feet, perhaps thinking about another title.
Your hair is so soft. Did you use Head and Shoulders 2-in-1?
I did, Mom. Want to try it?
Yes.
It intensely moisturizes your hair and scalp and keeps you flake-free.
Manolo, look at my soft hair. I should be in the shot now, too. Try Head and Shoulders 2-in-1.
It can detect a threat using AI and respond 60 times faster. It lets you know where your data lives down to the very server. It keeps your insights from prying eyes so they're used by no one else but you. It is the cloud. The IBM cloud. The cloud that's designed for your data. AI ready. Secure to the core. The IBM cloud is the cloud for smarter business.
Do you always put Cheez-It grooves in your sandwich?
Of course, they're chips. Chips plus sandwich equals the perfect lunch.
Oh, don't forget the pickle. It's kind of a big deal.
More Cheez-It variety, more cheese flavors, because real cheese matters.
There's a secret in them Smoky Mountains. And it's my new KFC Smoky Mountain Barbecue, made by taking my freshly prepared extra crispy fried chicken and coating it in a sweet and smoky barbecue. Try it in a tenders basket at KFC, now just $4.99. It's finger-licking good.
Nobody drinks till this guy sweats.
Degree Advanced Protection works up to 100 degrees, but be careful, it won't let you down.
Champ Week, you know what you're gonna get. The full range of hoop scoring, guaranteed. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship at 6 and the New York Life ACC Championship at 8:30 tonight on ESPN.
A newly designed Indy car hits the streets of St. Pete. Green flag, green flag. The countdown to the Indy 500 begins here. The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on ABC.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase, every day. What's in your wallet?
Dickie B, look at the screen. Put the numbers down. Look at the bootlegging barbecue. That's where you should be hitting. Kansas City barbecue right here in St. Louis, which is a great way to remind you that we will be in the area of Kansas City where the barbecue is great. For West Virginia and Kansas, the Big 12 Championship at 6 Eastern time, and then back to Brooklyn for Carolina, Virginia, 8:30 Eastern time tonight on ESPN.
Some people are saying that North Carolina, if they can win that game, can get a #1 seed. I mean, it'd be a great win beating Duke and certainly beating Virginia back-to-back. But I think 9 losses is too much. I think Xavier's going to get that spot.
Xavier stays on the 1 line.
Yeah, I still think there's no doubt we got Virginia and Villanova in there. And I think Kansas will probably get the other one. What is your feelings, Carl? 9 losses is just, I think, too much for a #1 seed.
9's a lot. I look at the 1 versus 2 seed, and I just don't see the great difference, whether you're a 1 or a 2. I know there is a slight one. I never made the distinction between if you're a 1 or a 2, it's half a dozen of one and 6 of the other.
I'll tell you what, their 2 line is pretty good. And the city out there in Cincinnati's got to be proud because they got 2 of them, Xavier and Cincinnati.
Right, so if you literally flipped it and you put 1 seeds for the teams on the bottom and 2, would you know the difference?
Not really. This year is so much unpredictability. I'm a parity, there's unpredictability. You can't predict. I mean, one thing, Virginia's been consistent, and so has Villanova. And I'll tell you, Xavier certainly got beat, had a 17-point lead. You got to credit. I mean, Ed Cooley, what a job he's done. What a job. You know he's done a great job. Guy's going to get no publicity. Nobody knows the name. But you tried doing a job here at Maryland, Baltimore County. That's what makes the tournament so special. Ryan Odom, my friends, has them in the tournament. You heard me. Maryland, Baltimore County.
Wenyon Gabriel's making 3s, and now he's denying shots at the rim. Kentucky's doing some flexing, only allowing 24 points. Alabama has been held to 8 field goals in this game.
Tell you one thing, some bubble teams are doing a lot of sweating right now, because right now Rhode Island's down to St. Joe's, Cincinnati is down, there's also the Tubby Smith.
Instant updates with Vital at the SEC.
You kids hear about this rad Little Caesars lunch combo deal? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza.
Your father always said he wanted you to be a pilot.
I'm not a hero like he was.
The kaiju. We're back. This is your chance to make things right.
It doesn't matter where you came from. This is our time to make a difference.
What do we do?
We fight! Rated PG-13.
You're still here.
We're Voya.
We stay with you too and through retirement. I get that Voya's with me through retirement. I'm just surprised it means in my kitchen.
So that means no breakfast? Voya, helping you to
and through
retirement.
Our family plan with the other guys, it's a little, well...
It's obscene. Pricey? I know. Pricey?
No, that's not for the child.
Maybe it's time to switch to something a little more family-friendly.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for only $25 per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free Samsung J7 perks and enjoy 6 months of Hulu, where you can stream all the shows everyone is talking about.
Heck yeah!
Bumblebee. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Hey, I just wanted to...
Hey, oh, there he is.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the results of yesterday's Constant Contact email? We were supposed to watch that together.
I'm sorry.
I can't even look at you.
Send great-looking emails that drive big results for your business.
Hey, guys. When are we going to look at the... Oh, I can't believe you guys.
Constant Contact email marketing. Powerful stuff.
Legendary.
Sexton! Got it! He got it! Red hot is Colin Sexton. Behind the back, wrap around! He is taking over St. Louis.
We just out there having fun, and when you're having fun, I feel like nobody can beat us.
St. Louis has been all fun for Colin Sexton up until this point in this SEC tournament, as he's run into this Kentucky defense with just 10 points so far in this game. And Avery Johnson continuing to tell his guys, we can't use the fact that we've played for three of the last days as an excuse, telling them we haven't put any pressure on Kentucky, saying, you know how I know we're not for real right now? We're complaining. That's not us. He wants a change in attitude here, guys.
I love that. I love that, Laura. You got to be able to be a winner. You got to come out and play. Most of these guys, you know, if they weren't playing, you know what it'd be? They'd be on the playgrounds playing. Come on, they love to play. You can't utilize them as an hour by an excuse. You just got to play.
2 of their last 12 field goals. That'll be a fun killer right there, that type of defense. Sexton that time got inside. He's able to throw it over P.J. Washington's arm.
He's 4 for 9 so far. Hasn't been, we got a little hustle on defense. Look at him defensively, trying to stay in front of his guy. He almost created a turnover right there.
Gabriel again, Wenyen Gabriel. He's on fire from 3.
Tell you one thing, very rare you got an experienced player for Kentucky contributing like that. Just 4 threes made. You'd have to go to Harvard to figure that's 12 points.
Simple math by Dick Vitale today. There's the miss, and Gilgeous Alexander with a rebound.
I think
4 threes for Wenyen Gabriel.
John Kelleher's got to be really pleased with the defensive performance as a team today and yesterday.
No doubt. Knox wants to get into the act. He launches. He buries a 2.
He's a very skilled offensive player. He's talented, multi-skilled.
Stifling defense from Kentucky today.
Yeah, everything's a struggle. You don't see any easy shots.
Good inside move by Daniel Giddens, the 6'11", 247-pound sophomore.
Well, you know, Giddens gets that shot here, like he did right there. As you look there at stat there versus Georgia. Giddens really was challenged on that shot. It wasn't an easy shot. Knox very streaky. If he gets going, watch out. Charge. Out of control.
So they're up 45-28. Our next game, start to see some of the players that are watching the game. One of the great guards, that's Macon for Arkansas. Grant Williams for Tennessee.
He must be listening to some good music. I like the way he's bopping that head of his.
Admiral Schofield's got some earphones in as well.
What a job Rick Barnes has done in that Tennessee program. Think about this, Carl. Projected to be 13th in the conference, and they tie with Auburn. And don't forget the job that Bruce Burrell has done, especially with the unbelievable pressure with the FBI report, the Chuck Person scenario, the assistant, and to be able to have them where they are and going to the NCAA tournament for the first time, I believe, in 15 years is quite an achievement.
Doan and Bowden have been very good in the backcourt, not turning the ball over nearly as much as they were in the beginning of the season for Tennessee. And a foul there on Alabama.
This has been all Kentucky. It really has been all Kentucky.
Avery Tower looking for a foul.
What a competitor. You think about a guy that got the most out of his talent and ability, one of the favorites of Coach Popovich, who without a doubt is the best NBA coach in the business. There's no question about that today.
Avery, of course, like Pearl, worked at ESPN. I said, what experience did you take from there into your coaching? He said, patience. TV teaches you patience.
Well, fired coaches end up, it seems, at ESPN.
There's Avery's son, not shot blocked, but the follow-up from Giddens, and he throws it through.
Nice play by Giddens to trail the play. Avery's son attacking the rim. His mother screaming and yelling. Why doesn't the coach give you more PT playing time?
You want to leave Gabriel open today for a three. Gilgis after the screen launches. He knocks it down. Shooting much better in the second half, the Wildcats.
He's become really a special player in the SEC. And certainly special in that Kentucky uniform.
Sexton, he'll throw up a three, and that goes down.
Squares his body really well. Was a big-time scorer in high school. I asked Avery, how did you get so involved with him? He said, we started early. We were the first ones to make an offer to him. We stayed with him. Here he is.
Coach Calipari animated.
He's done a fair job of recruiting in his career. He's had a few players. You take a look at the roster in the NBA from Kentucky. Are you kidding me? What a franchise you can have.
He crossed over his coaching line, so they'll give him a warning. And now we'll play on.
He's had a real good, strong basketball staff as well. Look at that staff he has. Just terrific.
Yesterday, they held Yonte Maton to a 2 of 10 field goal performance. Georgia shot 28%. Today, they're doing a similar job against Alabama, but they're shooting just 34%.
You know, Sexton will probably end up with 20, but really, it's been a tough 20. You're not going to hold down a great scorer like that.
Sasha Kalea-Jones not getting a lot of playing time, but he gets another bucket.
Getting the ball in too deep. Too deep right there. I like the job Green has done, taking the challenge of playing Sexton, trying to stay in front of him. It's not easy with his speed and quickness.
Coach Calipari wondering why Claudia Green, was on him. Kevin Knox picks up his 4th foul.
You know, you think about when you look at Alabama, you don't want to make excuses. Playing 3 games in 3 days. Think about the game, too. A lot of emotion and passion in that game with Auburn, and then the wire game with Texas A&M, and then you have no Hall in the lineup. I mean, that just tells you you're in trouble, and you're playing a quality team in Kentucky.
Well, and back to the top of the program, it makes those performances from McNamara and Kemba Walker even more incredible that they could do it over 5 days in a row.
Yeah, Randall Childress, the job he did with Wake Forest, I mean, it was unbelievable.
He's going to break James Robinson's record. He's 4 points shy of that. Now 3 points shy of it in an SEC tournament. That's Colin Sexton, and they have played themselves into the NCAA tournament where they will very likely have Hall back.
Well, you'd have an investigation if they didn't get in.
We've had enough investigations for a while.
Yeah.
Sexton may have gotten away with the carry, but it set up a 3, and Avery Johnson has come in and provided a spark.
I'll tell you one thing, he got the great look right there by Sexton. What great vision. Could have should have been a double dribble. I thought it should have been a double dribble. Now 13, man, that's not a lot.
Not with a guy like Sexton on the floor.
Yeah.
Kentucky knocking down threes. Shea Gilgeous, they are 7 for 11 from free throw line, 7 of 12 from long range.
So Lionel, what does being able to trade 24/5 mean to you?
Well, it means I can trade after the market closes.
It's true.
So all evening long.
Ooh, so close. Yes, but also all
night through its entirety.
Come on, all
the time from sunset to sunrise.
Right, but you could trade
from darkness to light.
You're not gonna say it, are you?
Biscuit, biscuit, biscuit. 2 pieces of chicken, mashed potatoes, cookie and a drink. All available at KFC for just $5. It's finger licking good.
More and more people have discovered something stronger, more dependable, longer lasting, in a Chevy truck. And now you can too. See why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Current competitive owners can get a total value of over $11,000 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Shave butter by Dollar Shave Club. It's going to change your life. Well, the shave part of your life. Try shave butter and a razor at dollarshaveclub.com.
It's not who you pick, it's where you pick. And this top seed is a lock. The #1 bracket game in the land. ESPN Tournament Challenge. So find a group of friends, a group of coworkers, or a group of anyone you know you can beat. Then pick your sleepers, pick your Cinderella, or pick last year's top team. Follow your bracket and get the latest tournament news from anywhere. Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket.
Talk about making life tough. Take a look at Kentucky. If they want to move up, they're going to play D. It's brought to you by Degree Deodorant.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Degree Deodorant right now, they're just suffocating, man. Mr. Sexton, look at us here. Everybody rotating over, everybody giving help, and that's the price you pay when you're a superstar. You know what's amazing? He's 5 for 11. He's got 16 points, and he's had not been able to get a lot of shots and opportunities, but he keeps playing hard.
Playing again without Dante Hall, which is a huge factor in this game.
Absolutely. And if they can go on a little run now, they can make this interesting, but they're going to come up with some stops here.
Kentucky's been on fire in the second half. 7 of 9 from the field. They've taken 3 threes and made them all.
And that's really unusual. That's not their strength. They've been making them, and it's only okay.
Washington got fouled. Avery Johnson's beside himself. Can't figure out where the foul was.
You know what's going to be really interesting as a Kentucky fan and a Kentucky lover? Who's going to come back from this team? Who? Normally it's like they all go. But I'm telling you, a lot of these guys are not ready in any way. They're going to go to the G League, man. And life in the G League is not like playing at Kentucky.
Maybe better next year if they do come back. Usually it's just to turn it all over and start again. You could argue Wenyon Gabriel's been the best player on the floor for them today. He's a sophomore.
Well, he's made shots. You know, I think still to me, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's the best player. He takes control of the game.
Look out.
The tempo. Look at this here. Guys pumping.
Bodies everywhere. For those that watched the SEC tournament last night, saw Nick Witherspoon, brother of Quindari Witherspoon, go down and was taken off on a stretcher. The good news is he is out of the hospital, flying back with the team today. So Nick Witherspoon appears to be in good shape relative to the scare that he provided last night underneath the basket.
Hey, Mississippi State had a really good year. Lost a tough one last night. Ben Holland's kids really played hard.
Loose ball. How about the hustle from Avery Johnson since he's come into this game?
He scraps, he claws, he earns his playing time.
Dazon Ingram to Braxton Key, and no, he doesn't get the roll.
That didn't go his way.
Lead 15 with about 10 to go for Kentucky, trying to get back to the SEC championship game.
I love the great understanding that Shea has for the tempo of a game. He really does. He knows where to go. See, excellent passing in right there. That was good basketball, Carl. Ball goes to the post. Post gets doubled up. Kick it back out. Open guy. That's really just solid team basketball.
P.J. Washington found Kalea Jones, who's getting some minutes as Sexton launches a long 3. Johnson comes up with a loose ball. There are just certain things as a coach you love to see, and that type of interior pass, Calipari was clapping as they were running back on defense.
Yeah, but just routine basketball, sharing the basketball. Third opportunity. John Calipari's not going to like that. No. 3 opportunities, so we got to rebound the basketball.
Johnson lays it up with the finger roll.
Hey, he said, Daddy, look at that, Daddy. Give me some playing time, Daddy. John Calipari, he knows his baby's not over yet. He knows that, even though they're up like they are. Is he under control all the time? But he lacks, he doesn't have the explosive quickness, but he changes pace really well. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Maybe have simple names, got 3 names. That's tough.
How about Diallo? He gets it to go. They are really shooting well in the second half.
I think Diallo's stock has risen with this game in the eyes of people because he got things you can't teach. The explosiveness, the quickness.
It's a confidence thing with him for sure.
He's earned some playing time when he's playing here today.
Again, Avery Johnson, no good. That one was still on the rim.
Score the basket.
They're going to call P.J. Washington with a goaltend.
Guys, one thing to watch for the remainder of this game, Coach Cal keeps stressing that they've been a little bit loose with the ball, telling Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to be crisper with his passes. And we just saw Wenyen Gabriel check back into this game. Yesterday, Coach Cal really challenging him, telling him he wants to play with more fire, wants to see what Wenyen is actually capable of. 14 points from him today. Seems like he answered that call in a big way.
No doubt. In only 18 minutes of play, he and Kalea Jones have been terrific.
Got a little full-court trap right there. One great thing that Shea has, great size to see right over the trap. Spread the court, good screen up on top. He's feeling it. Mr. Gabriel's on fire. Oh, is he on fire? Mr. Gabriel says, where have you been, Coach Calipari, utilizing me a lot more?
Season high 17. Foul on the floor on Diallo. Wenyen Gabriel was born in the Sudan. Sister played at Boston College. Helped his mother learn the English language.
Wow. Hey, I know one thing, cheering right now, jumping out of their seats, really excited. Lon Kruger, Coach Boynton down at Oklahoma State, you know, bubble teams basically. And they're happy because Cincinnati went on an 18-2 run.
Of course they did.
And now lead Memphis. Yes, they went on an unbelievable run. So those bubble teams, they want those teams like that are expected to get in to get in.
A 25-hour bracketology show. I think you'll see Cincinnati show up in some Final Fours on some of those brackets.
Well, Mike DeCourcy picked Mick Cronin as his National Coach of the Year. I have great respect for Mike DeCourcy. I went with Rick Barnes. I think Barnes has done a great, great job. Some people, my guy Seth Greenberg, went with Bill Self. They're all good choices. I mean, you can think about the coach Beard down at Texas Tech. I mean, you got to look at guys that have taken teams, but sometimes lost in all that are guys that do a great job, but people expect them to win. Tony Bennett has done a phenomenal job with Virginia.
Calipari as well. The Arch in St. Louis, and it's all Kentucky right now.
Our family plan with the other guys, it's a little, well...
It's obscene.
Pricey?
I know.
Pricey?
No, that's not for the child.
Maybe it's time to switch to something a little more family-friendly.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for only $25 per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free Samsung J7 perks and enjoy 6 months of Hulu, where you can stream all the shows everyone is talking about.
Heck yeah!
Bumblebee. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Love your dress. I got it on sale for $200, but it's more like $415 since I haven't paid off that credit card yet.
That dinner was insane.
Not as insane as us spending another $173 on it this year.
New laptop? Nice.
Thanks. And with credit card interest, I'll spend an extra $1,900 on it.
No one wants to pay more for, well, anything. With a SoFi personal loan, you can lower your interest rates and pay off debt sooner. Find out more at SoFi.com.
Buy now and watch it first on DirecTV Cinema.
What did you do this weekend?
Nothing very interesting. They said the age of heroes would never come again.
I'll take it from here. Ride ain't over yet.
This isn't the plan.
No, my
passed away. This is the team.
Justice League. Be the first to buy it now and watch it as many times as you want with DirecTV Cinema.
Take a look at who's flipping the switch. It's brought to you by Boost Mobile. It's number 32. The sophomore, 6'9", born in the Sudan, Wenyan Gabriel, who averages 6 points a game. He has exploded for 17 on 5 of 5 from three-point land.
That's pretty good. You make 5 for 5 threes, man. That's a great way to put some points on the board. I'm going to ask you something. You're always putting me under the gun. I'm going to ask you, what are your feelings, Mr. Ravitch? You've been around the game with teams 8 and 10 being considered they should be in a tournament in their conference play.
I'm not sure there's an exact answer to that, because there are different 8 and 10s. I mean, there's an 8 and 10 in a power conference with injuries that you brought up, and then there are teams that just don't deserve it because they're 8 and 10, who are given credence because of the conference they play in. Generally, I would think an under 500 record, you should almost be disqualified from getting in. But look, there are conferences and challenges that certain teams face that others don't, and they should not necessarily be penalized for it.
Well, you've been a great politician the way you've handled it.
I like 9 and 9.
Yeah.
I don't like under 500 teams getting in. Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah, now that's my Carl Ravitch. That's the guy listed on baseball with specific, with something definite and concrete. There should be a rule. If you can't, you make the decision to play in that conference. You play there. If you can't finish, and mediocrity being 9 and 9, you can't finish there. You don't deserve to be in over teams 27 and 5 and 26 and 7, all because you didn't play quadrant 1 teams. Well, let's face reality. You don't have to be a genius to figure out that teams in the upper elite conferences are going to get opportunities to play those kind of teams. Other teams will not.
I think what makes the tournament great is you have the 27 and 5 teams that are in it, because the 8 and 10 teams, let's be honest, they're not going to win the championship. So let's allow the 27 and 5 teams to have their day in the tournament. And if you're 8 and 10 or 7, even worse, 7 and 11, then you're not going to get into the tournament this year. Maybe next year.
You know, I can understand the argument comes back. If you lose the eye test, you ask the question, wouldn't Oklahoma beat some of these other teams? And the rule is basically that they say they want the best 36 at-large teams.
There's a three right here. That's what you usually get from him, and just like that, it's back to 14. I don't understand the Oklahoma State-Oklahoma argument. I don't understand how Oklahoma State is not a better team than Oklahoma is right now. I don't
get it. They beat them 2 out of 3 teams.
They're better.
They beat them 2 out of 3, number 1. And number 2, Oklahoma's lost 12 in their last 16 games.
SportsCenter at 5 tomorrow will begin and continue these types of conversations. Still in it.
Well, it's a perfect espresso morning here, George. Hold on a second.
I'm coming home, baby, now. Hey there, Warren. I'm coming home now, right away.
Where are we going? No, don't tell me. Let me guess.
Have a nice ride. I'm coming home. I'm coming home, baby.
How far would you go for coffee that's a cup above?
I brought you Nespresso.
Nespresso. What else?
Champ Week rolls on. The Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game at 6 Eastern time. Not a shock. It's West Virginia against Kansas. Then 8:30, the New York Life ACC championship game. North Carolina takes on Virginia, both on ESPN, the ESPN app. You know, if you're out eating dinner, Mr. Vitale.
Tell you what, unbelievable, those 2 matchups. Really quality teams that can win the national title. North Carolina, tremendous win.
Kansas playing without Udoka Azubuike in this tournament.
The big guy's not playing.
Green, wide open 3, can't get it to go.
First jump shot they missed here in the second half. Look at that move. The
Euro Sexton,
move.
watch out.
Are you serious? How talented he is. Oh, I'd love to coach him. Somebody in the NBA is going to get a dream. Unfortunately, I think you got to go with the size. With Ayton, Bagley, Michael Porter, unfortunately, we haven't seen the real Michael Porter Jr. Came back here the other day, played his first game. Look at that move.
With the left hand, Sexton just got 18. Avery Johnson, that's the type of downhill attacking mode we want to see Sexton and the rest of the Crimson Tide in. They can pull it to 11.
They got it to 11, man. They come up with some stops right here.
See if that play fires Sexton up.
He's got to get out in transition. See, the one thing in the NBA, he will get out in transition. Nice post-up move by Knox against the pressure and patience. John really doesn't like this style. He doesn't like the 5-on-5. He wants to go 3-on-2, 2-on-1, transition up and down the floor with Kentucky.
Gabriel again. 6 for 6 from three-point land.
Are you serious? He's shooting like the kid Tilly did when I had Gonzaga.
Yeah, he
made 11 in a row.
And he's having fun. Big smile on the face of Wenyen Gabriel.
Bigger smile on John Calipari's face.
Petty, high arcing three. He's starting to warm up.
He's a guy capable of shooting. He's going to have a big year next year. He's only a first-year player. Can't come up with a stop, though. Kentucky spreads the court real well against the pressure. And they put it in the hands of this guy. He's always under control.
Yep.
Never out of control.
Trying to set another screen for Gabriel.
Why not? He's got Sexton on right now.
Gilgeous-Alexander's going to get fouled as he throws it high off the backboard. And he's okay. Alabama's made a habit of coming back. Second round, they were down by 7 to the Aggies. They won by 1, of course, on that Colin Sexton floater at the buzzer. In the quarterfinal against Auburn, they totally destroyed them in the second half after trailing by 10 at the break. And today they were down by 19.
Tell you one thing, Kentucky knows going to go to the free throw line a lot right here, and they've been shooting fairly well at that stripe, and this one right there. Chinched them.
Kiss of death from Vitale. 80% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. Sexton's the kind of guy, if the court opens up, and it could be a transition game, he wins that battle. He is dynamite in transition.
I would think based on their first 2 experiences here, they absolutely feel like they're going to win this game right now.
Well, you got to feel. If you don't feel it, believe it. I do a lot of motivational speaking, and I share that. You got to believe and feel. If you think you're mediocre, you'll be mediocre.
Petty, he is starting to take over.
Petty.
And
Petty showing his ability. He had that big game against Auburn in 27. He's been in a shooting slump since.
They're going to get Diallo with his 5th foul, Dick, on that play. Well, he got him on the top of the head as Petty made another bucket. For a while, Kentucky was pumping their fists if there was an offensive foul called.
Get this to single digits right here, baby, with 5 minutes to go. A lot of miracle things with 5 minutes. One of the most miraculous wins was the win by Virginia over Louisville.
Crazy.
Down 4 with 1 second.
Louisville had a lot to do with it.
Boy, that game, if they don't get in the tournament, will that game be a nightmare to win?
Petty's free throw goes in, and all of a sudden, Petty has got 14 points.
There's
15 now with the free throw.
2-2-1 press right now, trying to get him out of the rhythm. I think Kentucky, you don't want to get too patient. You want to look to score.
Gabriel, 7 for 7.
7 for 7. Are you serious? What is this guy doing? Oh, they took the ball away from Sexton.
Knocks all the way. Foul, but he won't get it to go, and that certainly was intentional.
That was intentional, no doubt about it. He grabbed him, trying to keep him from scoring. Calipari wants the intentional.
What a career game from Wenyen Gabriel. 7 threes.
He said, you want to play horse against me? I mean, I'm watching that. I saw the game by Tilly was the same way from Gonzaga. 2 teams that excite me right now, Gonzaga and Michigan.
Chanting MVP for Wenyen Gabriel. 23 points, a career high. And it's his first 20-point game this season.
I mean, you can take a lot of guys in practice and put them out there with nobody guarding them and say, let me see you make 7 in a row. Nobody guarding, and they're not going to come close.
Coming into the game, he had attempted 87 three-pointers and made 30 of them.
That's intentional. Is there any doubt about it? Come on. He got his arm right around him. They're looking at it.
If you don't wrap with that left, that's just a 2-shot foul, isn't it? If you don't wrap him up with the left hand, you just go with that right.
See right there? The right hand's a two-shot situation right there. But the left hand was the one that wrapped around him.
Looks like the signal from the officials, Doug Schau, is going to be 2 shots. Just a 2-shot foul. Kentucky playing without Jared Vanderbilt. You start this game without Dante Hall for Alabama, and it's Wenyen Gabriel who has become the star of the game.
He's the star of stars here today. One thing I credit Avery's kids, never did they fold over. Kentucky's defense was suffocating. They just kept battling and battling.
Yeah, we're not giving this game to Kentucky. There's just 5 minutes left to go, and you're only down 12.
Free throw line goes big for Kentucky here.
Knox a 76% free throw shooter.
You know, Gabriel's made, doing the research, has made 8 threes in the last 8 games total. He's 7 for 7 today in St. Louis. He loves St. Louis, man.
Pretty typical, though. A 6'9" dude steps out and knocks down threes. That's the college game in 2018. Ingram, that's off, and now Kentucky up by 14.
I guarantee that wasn't in the scouting report that they had that much fear, worried about Gabriel making 7 threes. Managing the clock now for good shots. Quality shots in the key. Making free throws in the key, and usually get to the winner's circle.
Washington down low. He got fouled.
That was a great entry. Did you see the pass, the bounce pass? The best I've ever seen in the 39 years that I worked at ESPN here, making that pass, was Pearl Washington of Syracuse. He used to drop it like a dime, man. The bounce pass was so perfect.
There's a lot of anticipation in that pass, too, isn't it? Reading your offensive player when he's about to make his break to get open.
I think you would be a coach, man. I like the way you got all these coaching maneuvers now. Getting ready for baseball.
You know the news. When you can't play, you coach. You know how that goes. I'm ready for baseball. Absolutely. This town's ready for baseball. They lost Missouri early on in this tournament, so they're focused on the Redbirds now and the Cardinals.
Yeah, Missouri lost that tough game. Played Porter in that game. He was 5 for 17. People got to expect that.
You agree playing with him? Did you agree with that?
Playing him?
Yeah.
Well, if the kid feels that he can play and the doctors clear him, why not? Yeah. So if the doctors have to make that decision.
We're going to get a foul on Gilgeous-Alexander. I'll say this, too. ESPN and all the ESPN platforms do a tremendous job with college baseball. I know you're in the land of the Rays, but this Kentucky baseball program, fantastic. SEC baseball, fantastic. Florida Gators won it all last year, and they got arms. If you had the arms that the Gators have in the Rays organization, you'd compete in the AL East.
Hey, the Gators got a no-hitter out of their picture the other day.
They got 2 or not 3 first-rounders on their pitching staff. Does Kevin O'Sullivan, who does. You talk about Calipari recruiting. Kevin O'Sullivan is the Calipari of arms when it comes to collegiate baseball.
Tell you one thing, Sexton, you know, started off slowly. Those numbers are going up and up and up.
21 points. And he's broken that Alabama SEC tournament record with his 79 points in 3 games.
What I like him, look how hard he plays defense. Look how hard. I mean, another guy's going to loaf and take it easy to save myself on the offensive end. He's a 4.0 student too, my people. There it is, you young guys listening out there. He's both student and an athlete. He generally fits that description.
Gabriel with 5 on the shot clock. Gilgeous-Alexander. We're going to call it on the floor on Colin Sexton. Tony Green right there to make the call. Sexton picks up his 3rd. Look at Wenyen Gabriel's day. 7 field goals, all of them from 3.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Investments, retirement, insurance.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys. Zach, talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay. Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
I've got 7 cards.
I've got 11.
I have 4 cards.
McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. They're not grandma's, but she's okay with that.
After 170 years, we know you don't just have a baby. You have your first baby. Well, sometimes a couple more than you thought. Yeah, your life doesn't fit into any one plan. So whether it's the having your first and a second marriage plan, or the let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plan.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
So we extended our trip for what exactly?
Well, Reese, I couldn't let you miss the Gnome Staring World Championship.
Travelocity will help you adjust your trip, whatever the reason.
Wander wisely.
Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri, and the SEC tournament moves from Nashville here for a year. It'll be back in Nashville again next season. The numbers are staggering when you think about the SEC tournament championships that Kentucky has won, and you count up all the others. You're not to 30.
23, baby.
23.
23 to 30. Unreal. Hey, George, I feel really bad. Mark Fox did everything right. He's a quality guy. He and his wife, Sydney, good people. He was let go today by Georgia the Bulldogs. And I'll tell you right now, with jobs opening up, the #1 guy, I think, on that list should be our own, Tom Crean. Tom Crean would be great at Georgia. When he did it in Indiana, people fail to realize Indiana was really in the depths of despair at that time. Kelvin Sampson had the problems there with the phone calls. NCAA, he came in. He's won Big Ten championships, got him to the Sweet 16. He had some big wins over teams like North Carolina and Kansas, Kentucky. I think that Tom Crean, he's a neighbor of mine now. I think Tom Crean would be a great hire.
Sexton will do it off the backboard and almost went in for the dunk.
He threw that up there, man. He was trying to be really super sensational to brought this house down. Even the Kentucky people would have cheered. UConn, I got a guy for you for UConn, too.
UConn, Pittsburgh, Georgia.
Wow.
You sense there'll be others, too.
Hey, I got a great record. I've been over 1,000 wins and no losses. How come they didn't call me? I mean, come on, I got a better record than Krzyzewski. Are you kidding me?
You're looking for enthusiasm.
I haven't lost a game in 39 years. Oh, that would get some enthusiasm out of the Kentucky fans.
Baseline jumper goes. They've got a pat on the backside from Coach Calipari on the way back. Avery Johnson, that's tough with all those arms there to block shots. Gabriel fighting for it. He comes away with it. And now with 2:40 to go and a 16-point lead, Kentucky is in the patient mode.
The patient mode, they're in the winning mode. They're going to move on with another W at tournament time. How many is this now? 42, is it?
They'll be 42-2 in the SEC tournament semifinals. 42-2. The guy that carried him today was the sophomore, Wenyen Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel had such a tremendous game. Shot the ball. Anytime he makes 7 threes like he did, 7 for 7, that changes the whole complexion of the game.
No Kentucky player, and we've given quite a few names. No Kentucky player had ever taken and made that many threes in a game in its history.
There's been pretty good guys playing. King Rex Chapman. I just call him King Rex. What a talent he was. Unbelievable.
Wenyen Gabriel, 7 of 7 from 3. And Kentucky looks like they're going to move on to get the winner of Arkansas, Tennessee. How about the first meeting those two teams played went to overtime?
It was a 93-91, wasn't it? It was a shootout.
Petty, and this is the guy that they hope shows up in the NCAA tournament on neutral floors. He can absolutely light it up.
Yeah, well, he can be a big help to Sexton. I mean, that's going to be a tough out for people early in the tournament. I've seen him as a Sweet 16 potential team.
He's got 18. We'll take a timeout with 2+ to go.
Only clouds can create thousands of soft, gentle raindrops with a refreshing downpour. Until now.
It's a deluge! We need more clouds!
Real Rain by Kohler, the most authentic rain shower experience on Earth.
Two years ago,
Texas A&M, they were down by 12 with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. We got time, all right? Let's go. And won the game.
That was the prior timeout as Avery Johnson, the eternal optimist, trying to implore his team not to shut it down yet, but down by 15 with less than 2 to go. Dire straits.
Okay, one thing, he never folded it up as a player, I guarantee you that. He's a winner, very key to the success of the Spurs.
Avery Johnson, thanks to Colin Sexton, who is coming back into the game, will be in the NCAA tournament. Bernardi and just about everybody else had him out. It was a sub-500 conference team that has played their way into the NCAA tournament with the 2 wins here. But given what you've seen from Colin Sexton, that's an 8-10 team that's now in the tournament.
Well, you're going to get in because of the strength again of the conference and because of the theory that simply says if they're one of the best 36 teams, and the committee's going to see it that way.
Petty, that's short. That's an air ball.
They've had some good quality wins, played a real tough pre-conference schedule.
What do those 2 wins do for them going into the NCAA tournament? How does it help them? Because they weren't a team that was going, and now they are. What do the 2 wins do for them?
Let's make it very clear. We think they're going. It looks like they should be going. But
I feel pretty
based
good
on
about
all the different bracketologists out there, but never knows. One never knows. RPI ranking is very high at 35. Bernardi's got a number 9 seed. Quality wins, beat a good Rhode Island team. Auburn twice, Oklahoma, they got some quality wins.
They beat the number 1 seed in the tournament here at Auburn, and Auburn is depleted. You know, without Weatherspoon, that's a different team that Bruce Pearl has going into the big dance.
Tell you one thing, he did an amazing job because you had that nightmarish scenario down there with that FBI report. And certainly not our opinion, but the fact of where
they were
coach
picked
was.
Lower third in the conference. Auburn, they weren't picked to do very well. Wenyon Gabriel steps off. We'll hear from him with Laura once the game concludes. But star of stars today for Kentucky, 7 of 7 from three-point land, a school record.
So Kentucky, another final. Kentucky, another final.
I think to some degree it speaks to the performance of Kentucky and their depth. And Calipari saying, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to get every day. Today he got Gabriel.
A lot of people wish they had his problems. Tell you, the team came to play on the defensive end. That to me set the tone for the whole afternoon.
I think I misspoke. I said it was Weatherspoon. It's Anthony McLemore for Auburn who is lost for the season. And that's going to impact them in the NCAA tournament. They make it 31 tomorrow. That's going to be the effort for Kentucky. And the SEC tournament title game will be on at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
I'll tell you 2 teams that I think out of the SEC could really cause problems in the tournament. 2 teams coming up next, Tennessee and Arkansas. They're all on fire now. They're all feeling it. As that's not their strength, man, shooting the 3 ball. And they shot it today. And Kentucky's defense plus the 3 ball is the reason why they will be playing for another SEC championship.
It doesn't matter. November, December, everybody talks about how young Kentucky is. They always have the talent, and it feels like every year they get to this position. Every year they do.
They got players, baby. They got players, pride, great tradition. Oh, yes, sir. Everybody's in the act. Everybody. John Calipari adds another W to his illustrious record.
Kentucky is 8 of 9 from three-point land in this half. 8 of 9 from three-point land.
Go in. Oh, I wanted to see that kid make that shot. Want to see him make that shot. Hey, Crowell, had a lot of fun with you here. Next game's going to be dynamite. Tennessee and Arkansas.
Sean Farnham will join me for that one, but Kentucky behind some outstanding shooting. They shoot 81% in the second half. They shot 89% from three-point land in the second half, and they will play for their 4th consecutive SEC championship tomorrow against the winner of Tennessee and Arkansas.
They did it with the defense and then the shooting as well. Colin Sexton, what a tournament he has had. A classy kid. He gets a hug from John Calipari. What I love about him, he's more than just a basketball player. He's a student. He's got a way of handling himself exceptionally well. Just good people.
He continues. Jared Vanderbilt seen there with Wayne Gabriel behind him to limp. So there's a very likely chance he will not be in action tomorrow. But the way Kentucky shot in that second half and their defensive performance today against Alabama, they may very well be able to take their 31st SEC tournament title with the group they put on the floor, minus Vanderbilt. Gabriel, an SEC tournament record, 7 for 7 from three-point, and as Colin Sexton walks off. What a performance. What a smile. That smile lights up a room.
Hey, you'd smile like that too if you were knocking down threes like he did. Nothing but nylon, 7 for 7. Wow, beautiful numbers. He loves it, Laura. He is on fire.
He shot it from both sides. Late in the second half, they kept freeing him up in front of that Kentucky bench, like you see here. And his teammates had such a great view of it. Look at the smile. He's with Laura. Go ahead, Laura.
All right, your smile is lighting up this entire place. Coach Cal challenged you yesterday to play with more fire. How did that affect you today?
I mean, I just came into some mentality today to be more aggressive. You know, Jared's not playing, so, you know, they were just telling me everybody needs to put a little more to the table. So, you know, I came out here with a different focus today.
Yeah, I think so. 7 for 7 from the three-point line. On the 7th one, what did that feel like?
Honestly, it felt like... I mean, I don't know. I just let it go, and I just knew it was going in. Everything just felt like it was an ocean. It was like throwing a rock in the ocean.